It is tonight. And hello, everybody. Welcome to Fantastic Finds. Welcome to Hump Day. It's going to be a little different kind of a night, isn't it, Amy? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So, gang, we're so happy that some of you have decided to hang out with us. We're going to do something a little different tonight. Maybe, Amy, do you want to tell them then what we'll be doing and why we didn't do a sale?
Again, yeah. So if you guys weren't here last Wednesday, we did talk about this a little bit, that tonight was going to be different Fantastic Finds episode than what we normally do. So we're not having a sale tonight because we are leaving super early in the morning. Myself, Jason, Tina, and Bill, and we're all meeting in Pittsburgh in the morning super early. So we are hitting the road probably before the sun comes up. And that's why we're not doing a sale, because there's no way that we could pack and ship and all of that stuff. So that's why we're not having a sale tonight. But we still wanted to come on and share some of your guys' finds for the week. I can't wait to see who emailed us stuff this week. And I emailed some of my collection photos in to share with you guys this week too. So no sale tonight. We're just going to chit chat with you guys. And see some fantastic finds. That's what, and it's probably not going to be super long. We're going to try and keep this around an hour.
Yep.
Because we have to hit the hay and get up super early. I have to get up at 3 a.m. So, yeah.
Hello, everybody, and we'll say hello to everybody. And also, if you guys have anything that you want to discuss briefly in the chat, we can also open it up as a live conversation. And like Amy said, we will be back with a live sale though next Wednesday, same place, same time. And we will be looking this weekend to score you guys and find some really good vintage that we can hopefully bring.
And I want to say too that Monday, if you guys were here on Monday for the sale, and we kind of stress like, oh, we're going to pack stuff up as fast as we can, like, and we would appreciate you guys paying as soon as we get your invoice so we can ship it out on Wednesday early. Thank you guys so much for following through with that. It was super easy. I so much appreciate everybody paid me like super fast. I was able to get stuff out as soon as the post office opened this morning. So thank you guys so much for that. That was super supportive and helpful.
And I think to echo that, I think Bill said his was the same way. And I have to say same for us. We can't thank you guys enough. And we appreciate it, especially seeing the change in the norm for this week. Thank you guys so much for helping us do that. And we got it all out for you. So trying to think if there was anything else. I think we want to say hello to some of our friends. We're just happy some of you are here. And a couple of you I see that are in the chat. We do have some of your fantastic finds coming up. So if you can stay, hang out with us. We want you to be able to see us, show your fantastic finds. Amy, Minus, if you're in the chat, stick around. And I saw Don't You Know pop in. So you guys, if you can stick around, we have some of your fantastic finds. And then we'll be back with more next week. And then like Amy said, she's going to show some of her goodies. So let's scroll all the way up here to the top. The first person in here was Matthews Vinteets. Hello, sir. How are you? Welcome. Welcome to Wednesday night and Fantastic Finds. We got Desert Gal in the house with us. How are you? We have my man, Mr. Grady Grupo Vintage Recordings. Congratulations on getting over 600 subscribers to your channel. Then that reminds me, gang, if you're not following him, please do. It would please my chubby little heart if you subscribe to him, because I was a former DJ as a past career. And I would like to say that Gavin is my YouTube DJ. And if you enjoy listening to music played on vinyl and on a turntable, I think it's a great opportunity to head on over and check out the music he's putting out. Plus, he also promotes all of our shops, and we can't thank the Gillettes enough for the positive and all the help they give all of us. And then he also spotlights some items he buys from the different shops here on YouTube, which also is a free advertisement. And thank you, Gavin, and thank you, Karen, so much for all that. So, hello, Mom. How are you? Thank you, Mom, for taking care of everything down here at my place while we're gone. So thank you so much. Couldn't do it without you, Mom. We got Shannon here with us. How are you, Shannon? There's our official mod and bid ender even tonight, even though we're not doing any bid ends. The lovely Karen Gillette is in the house with us. How are you? We got Shanna in the house. How are you? It's so good to see you. We have Shabby Wonder. Welcome. How are you? We got the one, the only. Don't you know? I'm getting good at that, Amy.
See,
I'm
I
getting
told
good.
you, Jason, it's all in the practice.
It's
The more that
actually
you say it, the more it gets better. Yeah.
so fun. Gang, there's Miss Pama Bama, Pama Blanchard. Please, gang, make sure you're following her, Oak Grove Mercantile. Pam hosts sales every single Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, and she also collabs with other YouTube sellers. So if for some reason you guys aren't subscribed to her, please make sure you head over and subscribe to her. She's a good channel to follow.
And Pam, it's a little over 5 hours, like close to 5.5 hours for me to drive to Pittsburgh. So it's not
ours
terrible.
will be just at 4 hours. So thank God Amie left us have the shorter leg of the journey, but Bill's is even longer than both of ours, I think he said. So hello, Les. How are you? It's always great to see you, Les. We got Spark Joy in Life. Welcome. How are you? Let's see who else is in here with us tonight. We have Vina. I see now I said that wrong.
V's or W's?
Werna. There we go. My apologies. It's been a lot. Jason was in the sun a lot today. He was at the flea market at 5 a.m. So my apologies for butchering that. Hello, Tracy. It's always great to see you. How are you? Welcome, everybody. There she is. Hello, Pat Robinson. I got to tell you, Pat, your avatar always makes me so happy. Always makes me so happy to see you. Let's see who else is here with us tonight. Welcome, everybody. I see a lot of repeats. There's our long-lost cousin, Miss Kim Tucker, part of the Tucker family herself. It's great to see you.
One of the Tucker cousins.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Adam with us. How are you? And how fitting, because I think Kim is a big lover of the kitsch, and I'm so happy that a fellow Tucker loves the kitsch like we do. So it's so good. See who else is with us. And we're down here to the bottom, and I see Vicky. So hello, everybody. Thank you guys for there's Taylor. Hello. And Jennifer just popped in. That just popped right on in. So hello, everybody. And again, for those of you just joining us, this is going to be a real short little show tonight. We're going to show you some folks' fantastic finds. I might make Amie a little nervous, but if you guys have any questions, we can fill in between showing that, put them in all caps. So if there's anything that you want to ask myself or Amie within reason, go right ahead and pop it down there in the chat in caps, and we'll do our best to catch it and answer the question. So without further ado, gang, let's get into it. Now, I previewed these photos, but I wouldn't let Amie see the photos because this first one is a good one. So let me get everything queued up here. So the first two sets of pictures here, it's from Amie. Amie Minus. So she purchased what I'm going to show you guys for $3. She bought this for $3. So she found it in a box of Christmas stuff. That's what we were told. So she says that she found it in a box of Christmas stuff and she paid a whopping $3 for it. So without further ado, here we go, Amie. Drum roll, please. Boom.
Oh, no.
$3, Amie.
Wow.
$3.
For everything.
Everything. Well, I should say it's the Christmas.
The picture and the cup.
Yes.
Wow.
Everything.
That's amazing.
3 months. And then she also sent us a close-up. So
I love those.
And from what we can tell and from what we've been told, there's no damage, minimal paint wear. And if I'm not mistaken, let's see how good Jason is, and then Amie can correct it. They aren't they Joseph? They Joseph? They're Napco. Okay. See, this is why Amie's the queen of kitsch. That's why she's the queen of kitsch. All right, so let me see here. I want to see if I missed any questions. I don't think anybody wants to ask me any questions, and that's okay. Hello, Jamie. Welcome. How are you? You know what? Let's skip ahead here. And instead of, because we know Don't You Know's here with us, so we'll come back to her pictures. Let's show Amie's pictures. So, Amie, I'll give the floor to you.
I don't even remember what I sent in, actually. I knew I took some pictures, and then I had some on my phone. And you wanted to see Christmas, so I did put some Christmas in there.
Yes. Now, personally, I knew you had these items because,
Okay.
There you go.
So these are my pride and joy of my deer collection. So this was from my Christmas display last December. So the main pieces in here are the Lefton Rudolph. So we've got the Child's Cup and Bowl set, and then the salt and pepper shakers. And those are my favorite deer out of all of my deer in my entire collection. And I should really leave them out year round because I just don't get to see them long enough. But I don't have anywhere to like display them safely all year long. I guess that's
Right.
why I don't put them out. But they're my favorite deer. And then there's a little flocked Joseph original deer in a sleigh that is up on a cake pedestal with a little aluminum tabletop tree. And then the other deer in the Santa hat is a music box. And then the two teeny tiny little miniature deer in the front, those are little Napco miniature deer. So I love Christmas time. It's definitely my favorite thing to decorate for.
I mean, Amie, I have to say that I enjoy, and I'm just trying to cue my phone up while we're talking. I enjoy leaving my Christmas stuff out all year long, but I have to tell you, there is like a new sparked joy every year when you pull it back out. It's like a rediscovery that you had it and you fall in love with it
Mhm.
all over again. So,
Mhm.
and I always forget this every week. Two things. Number one, we always want to thank Enamor Amy, first of all. She always does the background for us and she always does our thumbnail. And Tina's the one that loads everything. So Jason isn't
Yes.
tech savvy enough to load any of this. So this actually could not be possible without my other half, Tina. So thank you. All right, Amy, here's photo number 2. There you go.
Okay, so this is a view from behind when we're live. So I know it's hard to see that because it's so far away in the camera. So that's why I thought I would take a picture of what's behind me when you guys are watching us on the live sales. So I always talk about how you can frame old children's book pages. So the little kitties on the swing is a Ruthie Newton book page, and the book was literally falling apart. So I just framed that is from the Baby Kittens book. And then the mushroom artwork is actually a friend of mine that lives here in Michigan. Her name is Jody Lynn Doodles. And if you remember on Sesame Street, there was this little intro called the Ladybug's Picnic.
Yep.
And it was a counting song, and she kind of was inspired by that song. So she made Little Mushroom House, and then it's full of ladybugs. And the little hoop at the top is a vintage hanky with a deer on it. And the wreath at the bottom is a wreath that I made. Those used to be, before I started doing the tinsel wreaths that you guys have seen me sell around the holidays. I used to do yarn wrapped wreath and cover them with vintage buttons and make felt flowers and stuff like that. And there's a tiny little vintage deer in the center of that. And then some of my deer collection is on that little white shelf with a little pixie riding the giant one that I scored in an estate sale this year. So I was super happy to be able to get that. And of course, I love mushrooms, so I usually have to incorporate mushrooms with my deer. And the corner shelf, there's some R&R chained deer up at the top. And I love kitties too, of course. Meow meow. So there's a little, I love those little chain kitties. She's missing her babies with the little glasses. And the framed picture is just a little greeting card that is cut up and put into that frame. And the mug has a little vintage decal on it. And then I like squirrels too. So the squirrels I actually got from Treasures by the Sea, Cheryl, that
Oh,
sometimes comes to our sales. And the little deer card that is at the bottom, that was gifted to me by Susan Vaughn. So,
such a good collection, Amy. And before we show another photo, we actually have a question. And this is a good one because I don't think I know the answer to it. So Pat Robinson says, Amy, what got you started collecting deer? She wants to
oh,
know what got you started.
well, I'm trying to think. So, the very first thing that I got that was deer related. So when when my grandmother passed away, I found this framed picture. I still have it. It's a painting of a little fawn that's kind of like sleeping in the grass, and I had that hanging above my sewing machine. And then I think maybe a week after that, I found Homco. Put it in your home.
Yeah,
Little Homco deer.
right.
And then I was like, well, they match. And then I just kept finding more. more and more and more. And then they got out of control. And now I have a herd. So, and I want to say that was 2012.
Okay.
I think it's the first deer figurine that I got for my collection. So that's pretty much how it started, inspired by a painting of my grandma's.
If you had to just grab one, which one would you grab? You could only take one. I'm not even going to give you the
one deer
crazy
out of my
reason.
entire collection.
You have no other choice in this lifetime but to grab one. And I'm not going to be crazy and say the house is like, but just one. You're going on a deserted island, and you can only take one. If we're going to
pick favorites, it's going to be one of those left and Rudolphs because they're so hard to find.
All right.
It's going to be one of those pieces.
I'm with you. I can't argue with that. All right, Amie, let's show your next one here. This one's one of my favorites.
Oh, yes. I have referenced my vintage laundry room lots of times. And sometimes I do when I'm out filming videos. I'll find something that I have in my laundry room. Like the Cleanser Kate little shaker bottle up there with the little apron and the kerchief on her head. I run across those quite often and usually mention that I have one in my laundry room. But I can't remember what started this collection off the top of my head. I knew that I wanted to put vintage dustpans on the wall. And then I think all of the advertising and vintage boxes and stuff like that, because of the bright colors and the fonts on them, I think they just kind of carried over from the dustpans. And that's how that collection came to be. But there's miniatures. There's those little yellow washer and dryer. Those are salt and pepper shakers. And I've got a lot of little miniatures, like dollhouse miniatures in there, and 2 of the Mary Maid shaker bottles. I love the advertising pieces. So that's kind of my vintage laundry room. It makes doing laundry a whole lot better.
And Amie, I got to tell you, the quality of your items, you got the best of the best. Now, did you start out with maybe something that didn't look so good and then you found a better version of it, like maybe a box or something?
No, it actually used to be a lot less on those shelves. Okay. And then I just kept finding, really cool cans or like the 2 boxes of actual still laundry soap, they're full. They still have the laundry flakes in them.
Gotcha.
So.
And gang, like we had said, if you have any questions for me or Amie, please, while we're showing some of her finds, and you know what, Amie, question for you and question for the chat while we show your next one. Maybe I'll show a live fantastic find. So chat, let me know if you want to see what I found this morning. I'll show you one of the things I found this morning at the flea market. Or maybe Gavin wants to see. I got a stack of vinyl. There's probably maybe 10 records. I could show those. So you guys let me know in the chat what you'd want to see, and I'll do it real quick, Amie. I won't keep us here all night. So chat, let me know if you.
We even talked this morning. I knew you went to the market, but I didn't ask you if you bought anything. So
today was a good day at the market. So let me know, gang, in the chat if you want to see something that I got this morning or if you want to see the vinyl that I got. Because I also know Jamie's here who loves some vinyl. So there you go, Amie. Here's your next
one. This is my last picture that I sent in. So this is my little cleaning display. I have this little cabinet that is in my coffee hutch in my kitchen. It's just a little cabinet door that opens and it has just this tiny little shelf in there. And what started this collection? The trend bottle in the lower left corner. I picked that up, I think, at a garage sale for $1. And it's totally rusted out, but I loved the lady in the apron with the pan. I love the graphics and the colors of it. So that's what sparked that whole entire collection. And again, you'll see like dollhouse miniatures, salt and pepper shakers. The little brown birdies are Sansko birdies. Those are salt and pepper shakers. And then the magic dip it, I think, is the second tin that I got for that particular display. And the little girl at the bottom with the broom, she's made by UCAGCO. There's a whole series of those ladies that are doing different chores. There's one with a suitcase doing different things. The little tiny little Napco kitty that's next to her. That stays out year round. This whole cleaning display stays out year round.
All right, Amie, let me get us back up. I'm trying to see our chat here to see what the vote was. I don't know if a lot voted, but I see Teresa said yes. Let's see what I got at market. Let's see here. Any books that you would recommend? Do you want to go ahead and answer Shabby Wonder, Amie, and then I'll try to see
Yes.
who.
So Shabby Wonder, yeah, there are lots of collector books, like for ceramics in particular. However, a lot of them are hard to find or can be pretty pricey on eBay. Um, there's a NAPCO book. There's several different variations of Lefton. There's an UNESCO book, PY Japan. There is a Ladyhead specific book. There is Holt Howard. The Holt Howard books, I can tell you, if you go on eBay trying to buy them right now, they're in the like $70 range. They're expensive. You can find some guidebooks. So you just type in, like, if you know a certain ceramic maker that maybe you're interested in collecting or seeing what pieces are out there, type it into Amazon. You can likely find used copies. A lot of them are made by Schiffer, Schiffer Publishing. They did a lot of those guidebooks, but most of them are out of print, and they stopped printing any of them in like the late 90s, maybe into very early 2000s. So the prices and stuff that are in those are super out of date. So, but they're good to have pictures, like references of, like, even if you have a book and you go through it and then you go out to a store and then you can start recognizing stuff. That's how I learned my kitsch. Was studying pictures, looking at pictures of other people's collections, so that it's a lot easier to recognize, oh, hey, that's a NAPCO piece out when you're out shopping. So yeah.
I also found that the old reference books, and I agree with everything that Amie said, do not go by their prices whatsoever. But they give you, at least sometimes when it's something that you can't find, whether through Google or through eBay, it gives you some more reference points, like visually seeing it to maybe have more words to describe it with so you can find it. Or the old terminology that they may have called something. Do you know what I mean? Then you can throw that into a search engine and you can get maybe a better result. So I've had another reference guide you don't want to go by is price-wise Fenton. A lot of these glass ones, don't go by those numbers because one of two things. One, they're completely overinflated or they're completely deflated. And now what is popular with Fenton is 5 times what they're saying it is in the book. So, all right, gang, what we're going to do.
I wonder if next time that we're on a Wednesday, I will bring over some of my guidebooks out of my library, and I can show you what some of them look like. Or I'm happy to send you pictures. If you send me an email, I can send you pictures of some of my favorite ones too.
That would be a really good idea, Amy. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll start integrating some of those things in with the photos and things. So what we'll do is, gang, we're going to show you guys, don't you know, because she got an epic piece of glass at Goodwill. So we're going to show her fantastic find, and then I'll just do both because it'll be really quick. I'll show you what I got this morning, and then I'll show you some of my vinyl. So, now, gang, the vinyl, I'll show it to you. So first of all, let's pull up, because I'm anxious for this. This is a really good score. So, gang, I'll start out by saying that, don't you know, she found this. She found this at Goodwill. So she found Murano undamaged at Goodwill. And I think the sticker was $3.99. So, and for those of you that know Murano glass, yes, you can find the candy dishes, you can find the ashtrays, you can find some figurines, but to find this sort of Murano, I know, is difficult. So she found this gorgeous bird.
Oh,
look at the color tone. Look at the pulled wings. Look at the gorgeousness of the blues and the greens and the way.
And yes, I agree that it is super amazing that it was undamaged from Goodwill.
Yes. And then we have another close-up, which is amazing that the beak did not get damaged, because the beak on these is the first thing to get damaged. Like, I've never seen one of these bird figurines. It sort of looks like a dove or a pigeon maybe, but I've never seen one of these. But it's amazing. And this is the icing on the cake. The $3.99.
That would be like $34.99 at my Goodwill. Wow. If it was even there.
It's getting that way in Pennsylvania too. All the glitz and glam that you guys see on those other YouTube channels and stuff, it's Goodwill knows that they're being watched now here in Pennsylvania, and they know that we've now become a destination, which is good. Like the YouTubers that film, that's awesome. Folks want to come to the Goodwills where I'm at here, but the local central Pennsylvania Keystone Goodwill knows that, and they know now that they're a destination, so they know they can increase their prices because folks are actually now vacationing. they're vacationing. They're vacationing around, coming down to the big epic Goodwill in Lancaster and places like that. So,
Wow.
yeah, and it's weird too because when I go there sometimes on the weekend, there's a lot of out-of-state plates, and you can hear people talking about the YouTubers that they've watched film. Because when you're just walking, you hear them talking that it's like a big deal for them.
Or who's ever they're filming, and then they decide not to get something, and then they go in after like, oh, they left it here, and I get to get it. Like
yeah,
that would
yeah.
be
All right, guys. So a lot of times, I'll speak for myself. A lot of times, I get up at the crack of dawn and I head to a couple of different flea markets here in Pennsylvania. And a lot of times, I leave empty-handed. There's times I'll drive 45 minutes one way and I'll leave with nothing. This morning seemed to be the old school style flea market. So the two items I'm going to show you, I bought them both from a vendor for $5. And by the way, Charisse was there, and I'm very disappointed. Plaid Owl.
Yeah.
Yes, she was there, and hopefully you guys follow her. I should have gotten a picture of us together. So literally, I see her, we say hello, we chat, I walk away. I'm halfway home, and I'm like, we didn't even take a picture together. So Charisse, I'm sorry. One of us should have gotten a picture of us. But that aside, now this is a couple fold. I got these for both of them for $5. So I got this. So I don't know if you guys all know what this is. I'm going to make myself big for a moment. So let's just do this here right quick here so you guys can see what I have. So this is a Norcrest bunny. These are very collectible and hard to find. Now, I will say he's getting washed out. He does have he has a slate blue hue to him. So there is usually a little chip to these cracked egg tops. So there is a little chip on him. But I think what makes it even better is twofold. He has his Norcrest sticker, okay?
Ooh.
Plus, he has the original price tag for 95 cents. Amie, could you imagine?
I wish. Just one day, I'd like to go back in time, hit up all the dime stores and Woolworths and.
Oh my God! Can you imagine going into a department store and finding these for 95 cents? So yeah, this was technically it was $2.50. So it was $2.50. And then they had this one, which I don't know if I can offer this one for sale because I don't have it in my collection. I actually have my grandma's Norcrest bunny. That's why that bunny that I just showed you is so sentimental, because my grandma always put that out every year. So then I found this, and this is actually RB, although it's a little faded, but you know that it is because of the Keystone sticker. So another little chicken bunny planter, real kitschy. Hopefully you guys love the kitsch that are hanging out with us. So I'll tell you, $2.50. That was worth it. It was worth it. And then the fella also, he had Christmas. So I got some neat clown Christmas ornaments, which I want to hold those until I preview them for sale. So they're really good. So I'm going to show you the vinyl that I got. We'll do it really quick. Are you cool with this, Amie?
Yeah.
Are you cool if we do this?
Yeah,
okay.
Do it.
So now, guys, in my past career, I used to be a nightclub DJ. So I was what we called around here a mobile DJ, which meant I would do nightclubs throughout the week because I did it full time. And then we would do weddings, bar mitzvahs, birthday parties, anniversary parties. So I was a hokey wedding singer, in the up next, one of those things every single weekend. So I have a passion for music, and my passion for music started probably as a child because my mother always played it. So those of you that know a lot of my reels, I levitate towards oldies. That's always been my thing. My mom brought me up. Yep. I mean, and me and Amie, it's like, I feel like Amie's my sister in that in a lot of aspects. And also that, because vintage music and the oldies, I think, I hope y'all don't judge me, I think that's the best music. So like when I was a kid, my mom used to have the old 8-tracks player, and she used to put in Air Supply, and she'd put in Diana Ross. But the biggest things that I recall is Motown. So Motown is probably my favorite music. And of course, the crooners. So the crooners are, Bobby Darin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis, all of those, all the way to my boy, Perry Como. Let's not forget Perry Como.
Where's Perry?
And Bing Crosby. Those are some good crooners as well. They were I always considered like Perry Como and I don't know, maybe Jamie or Gavin, you guys can agree with me. I always thought they were like the wholesome ones. Perry Como and like Bing Crosby were always the very conservative crooners. Do you know what I mean? Like, but then you had Dean and Frank, and they were kind of like, the get out of control crooners, like the Rat Pack guys.
Showboaters, yeah.
Right. So, all right, guys. So what I'm going to show you is I got each one of these. The first two I got for $1, and then the rest of them I got for $2. So I know, Brenda, I know. My grandmother used to play the Perry Como Christmas album every year. Like that was, and you could tell that there was a part of my grandmother that she was like, at Perry Como, you know what? If he was in Pennsylvania and wanted to go out for a nice seafood dinner, I'd go out to dinner with Perry Como. So, but then after Perry was done, then we would put in Bing, and then it was Andy Williams. That was what we did every Christmas at my house. So, well, this was the first one I got for $1. Let me make myself big here for a second so everybody can see. So I got Mr. Darren himself. So Mr. Bobby Darin. So I don't know if you guys all know who Bobby Darin is. He was considered a crooner, and then he passed away very early in the 70s. He had, oh God, maybe somebody can remember in the chat. He passed away. I think he had a heart situation, and he died suddenly. It was like boom, like in the late 70s, and I think he died too soon. So the biggest one on this one is probably Clementine. So those of you that know his music, Clementine is on this one right here. And this one is in stereo. So I did get this one. I love this cover. I think I'm actually going to frame this one. So I got that one for $1. This one is going to go in the Valentine's Day display next year. Those of you from the 60s that know Gene Pitney, I'm sure Gavin and you guys know, Town Without Pity. That one's on here, I'm pretty sure. Gene Pitney, Town Without Pity. So I'm not sure if that's on there or not. But Only Love Can Break a Heart, which that is the album that it's entitled. That one's
that cover for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So
that's
good.
That's good. That's good. And I know from following Jamie Vintage Lolly over on Instagram, I know married. You're right. He did marry Sandra Dee. He did. You're exactly right. And I know from following Jamie that I think her and I like the same kind of music. So now I'm going to switch genres just for a moment. And this was a personal favorite because not only do I love me some Motown, but I love what they call the Sound of Philadelphia. So the Sound of Philadelphia is twofold. It was a lot of trumpets, a lot of music. That's how it was called the Sound of Philadelphia. But also around here, the Sound of Philadelphia is a lot of the R&B groups. So like Chubby Checker, the Orlons, D.D. Sharp, a lot of those are considered the Sound of Philadelphia. So you either define the Sound of Philadelphia by the trumpets and the brass, which is later 60s and 70s, or you define it by the R&B groups of the early 60s. And I was so excited to find this. This is the Orlon South Street. So those of you that know the song South Street, I think this one has Mr. Sandman, which they did a version of that. They did a version of Charlie Brown, but they're also known for the song Don't Hang Up, which, do you remember, Amy, when you could get the ringback tones on your cell phones? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
For years, mine was Don't Hang Up. So everybody was like, oh my God, we're calling Jason and we're gonna have to listen to Don't Hang Up again. Like I'm that kind of person. So to all of those, I got the first two I got for $1, the Orlons I got for $2. Then I got myself some Relaxing with Perry Como. So I found that, and look at the polka dot glass that she's drinking from.
Is that Hazel Atlas?
I think that's Hazel Atlas. I think it is. So, and then she's in one of those metal bass chairs. So that's super cool. So that's good. And then I love this. This is Mr. Perry Como. He sings for the president. So it's his album, Mr. President. So this one's going to go in next year's 4th of July, which that's what these albums are good for. This is what, I know, Mom, it drove you nuts. That's what these albums are good for. To add a little to your display, Tina and my mom, they probably, if they ever hear that song in a waiting room, they could probably crown me. So another favorite of mine is especially when they collaborate together. Like you tell me you guys don't love a little Bing Crosby and a little Rosemary.
Yeah.
So good. So I got that. Then I've never seen this one. I think this one's frame worthy. So this one is Fancy Meeting Here. And then this is all the different places that they probably, mock travel to. Look at the big trunk. Look at the trunk on there with all the. Now this one's Rosemary Clooney and Bing Crosby again. I love the graphics on the back of this. Look at the cartoons on here.
It's a mermaid.
Is that a mermaid? Oh my God, it is, Amy. You're right. Oh my God, it is. So come on, these graphics. And I should have previewed these before I showed them because I don't know if there was anything naughty on the back there. So just a few more, and then we'll move on.
Beth said she met Rosemary Clooney. That's really cool.
Did you? Oh my! I heard that she was a sweetheart, but then near the end, it just got to be too much. That's always what I heard about Rosemary. That in her early years, but then once things like I think it was Bobby Kennedy. She was really close with him when Bobby Kennedy got assassinated and things like that. She started to really not want to be in the public eye and then really disappeared from the public eye. This one I love because this one has all of the songs from – this one has a lot of his movie songs. So if you guys remember – and I'm drawing a blank for some of the movies that he was in. Like when he played the was it the Dirty – it was the movie when him and the crooners, of course, Martin and Frank, but they were the hoodlums. Was it the 12? Maybe someone in the chat now. I think it was the 12 Thieves or the Thieves. It was one of those movies. But all these I thought were really good to frame. And then I love some more Bing Crosby. Tina's a big, huge Bing fan. Her grandfather and her grandmother used to play him a lot. So there's that one. And then this one, I think, and it's funny, it's the best for last because honestly, I think this album sets the tone for the look and the era. It shows his blue eyes. It shows his fedora, Mr. Bing Crosby himself. So good. And remind you, I got these for $2 and the vinyl isn't warped. The vinyl isn't scratched. Yes, Boys Town. You're exactly right. Philomena, you're exactly right. It was Boys Town. You are correct. Thank you so much. And I just love this one.
I love that hat.
And look at those eyes, those blue eyes. Honest to Pete. Honest to Pete. So, gang, that's what I found vinyl-wise. So hopefully that helps you guys know me a little bit more and why I choose the music I do. Because, guys, maybe you guys don't know. And the other one is, yes, Musky Girl, you're exactly right. Where did it went?
She was Robin and the Seven Hoods, yeah.
That's also the one I was thinking of. You're exactly correct, which is a good movie. If you guys get to watch a fun movie, that's really good. But if you guys have never made a reel over on Instagram, a lot of times you get suggestions for songs that are going to help boost your reel. They don't fit what we're doing.
I don't use those songs. No.
They don't fit what we're doing. So
Lady Gaga usually doesn't match with my stuff. So
does Lady Gaga go with this face? I think Rosemary Clooney.
Bunny kind of has a poker face, maybe.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, and and I'm sure Jamie, too, because I know when we do these reels, we know what song fits the merchandise we're doing or what we're showing, or, because I've even said with Gavin is that I feel that the music is the soundtrack to the vintage, to our lives, to whatever we're showing. And I know I go a little over the top talking about the music. It's just because that was part of my background. And a lot of times we pick those songs that aren't going to push our reels over on Instagram. But you know what? I'm okay with it. So
I love me some Peter Pan players that did a lot of the children's records that I have sold a lot of. I love Peter Pan players, especially their holiday stuff. I do. I use a lot of Rosemary Clooney, Nancy Sinatra, a lot of Perry Como, actually.
Yes, you do.
A lot of that.
You're right. Bells of St. Mary is a very good movie to watch at Christmas time. See, I always love when it comes to Bing Crosby. I love the old Holiday Inn movie. So I love that movie. But then, of course, my staple in my household is White Christmas. It's not Christmas unless you get all teary-eyed there at the end when they're singing to the general and they swing open the curtain and it's snowing in the tree and everything's just perfect in Hollywood land at the end of the movie. And yeah, that's Christmas to me. What's your favorite? I think I might know what
You already know what my favorite Christmas movie
Pretty
is.
sure it is. I'd be more surprised if I woke up with my head sewn to the carpet, Clark. I mean,
real
Eddie.
nice, Clark. Real nice.
Real nice.
Yep.
Real nice.
I can watch that movie any time of year. I've seen it hundreds of times. I pretty much know that movie word for word at this point. But it never gets boring to me. It's just one of those movies.
Okay, so and I'm with you, Desert Girl. White Christmas every Thanksgiving. That's good. And Jamie has said that the ones that are suggested to her don't bump it, so she's going back to her. You know what? I think sometimes I think, because I'll be honest, a couple of my past reels, like I played Navy Blue, which I was waiting to use that song for years because I've always loved that song, which I did for my last reel for Monday sale. It fared okay for me. Now my reels, I'm lucky to get 5 to 1,000. Some other content creators can always get over 1,000, but that one fared pretty good for me. It bumped it okay. They must have liked the music, or I'm in some kind of algorithm that it's okay. So Desert Gal wants to know, Amy, what is your favorite movie?
So Kim, it was National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase. That's my favorite Christmas movie. Now, I'm okay with A Christmas Story, but I can't, the marathons that they do, I can't watch it all day long. Like I can tolerate a little bit at a time. And Home Alone, I can usually watch that. That's a childhood movie. So, I have a little sentimental value for Home Alone, and The Grinch. I've got to watch The Grinch at least once too.
Wow, and of course we all have to watch those old claymation ones. I guess they're not really
Rudolph.
Rudolph and all of those. Nothing like a Little Burr Lives. Little Burr Lives,
That is my favorite Christmas album.
Yeah, Burr Lives.
I have it on vinyl and have it on CD too.
His voice. And Pammy Whammy, I'm with you. I do love myself some It's a Wonderful Life, especially when he's like, nope. I want a big one. And he's talking about like his trunk and all that. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm trying to think, guys, if you have any other questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Like I said, within reason, we'll gladly answer them. I'm very happy that we got on Christmas. I think we're always happy to talk about Christmas when we're all together. So,
Charlie Brown Christmas. I forgot about that one, Karen. Yes.
The only
that too.
And I don't know if you guys can attest to this. What drives me nuts. Well, first of all, Amy is too. We're still the generation that if you weren't there the second Tuesday of December to watch said one, to see said thing, whether it be Charlie Brown, you didn't see it. Now with all the streaming, the Netflix, they can see it whenever. But I have to tell you, personal pet peeve of mine. Oh God, hold on a minute. Kim, Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol is good.
Brenda got one too.
What did Brenda say? Oh, the Muppets Christmas Carol. It is. It's good. But what I hate is that if they do it because they want you to pay. They only let you get some for free. And then it seems in the heart of Christmas when you want to watch them, oh, hey, guess what? No, you can have that, but it's $3.99. Or, oh, hey, yes, you got it. So, but yeah, I remember those old days where if you didn't get to the television on said night, that was it. Because CBS had the rights for so long, or then ABC had the rights so long for something, and NBC had the rights for so long, and you had to just get there. So
I still have all of my VHS tapes taped from the television with all of the TV specials with them.
I wish we did, but some of that stuff, especially with us collecting and the reselling, it gets overwhelming. So we purged some of that stuff when it was just, but it's good to have. And I'm envious.
The Sesame Street Christmas special, that's on a recorded VHS with the good commercials on there. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see what Jamie said. She said, we used to get our popcorn and get my parents' big furry comforter and watch it in their living room and watch it in their room on their TV. They were in the living room with my sister and I. Yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's, yeah. The big, huge console televisions that like took up half the room. Like, and if you had to move them, like you were definitely going to like bust, you were gonna pop a blood vessel to move.
You needed 6 grown men to move one of those televisions.
Oh my God. And you know what? I think even though the technology was older, I think it lasted longer, because I'll say that to Tina, like the stuff acts up. You know what I mean? These smart TVs, if they're not updating when they're supposed to, those old tried and true. When you had those big old cable boxes with like the red number on them, you know, that were these big analog monsters.
Yeah. Yep.
Sometimes I think we were a little better then before all this digital stuff. So, my God, I am a 90-year-old man trapped in a 40-year-old. Like I used to walk to school 2 ways up a hill in a snowstorm.
Like, yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy. My gosh. So, guys, just one other quick side note. I'm going to show our email. We are running low on some pictures. So let's show our email again real quick. So, guys, remember, every single Wednesday we have our fantastic find sale, me and Amie here on my channel. But we always like to spotlight and turn it over to you guys. So we're still asking, please email us some pictures. Please send us pictures of your vinyl. Send us pictures of your Christmas. Send us pictures of what you found at the Goodwill, what you found at the flea market, what you maybe inherited. But please send us some photos. We want to see them, and so does the community. And you can send them to a shared email that me and Amie both have access to. It is sharemyfindslive@gmail.com. sharemyfindslive@gmail.com, because Fantastic Finds at Gmail was taken. So was Fantastic Finds 1, 2, and 3. So we just gave up and retitled it. So,
and it being that we're getting close to the fall, so August, September, if you guys like to put out some sort of like fall, back to school, maybe your Halloween, you like to get out early, we love to see that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
I have a goal this year. I didn't get my Halloween out last year. I didn't have time. But I have a goal this year that I'm going to get it out in September. And then I will take a picture of it and share it.
I hear you. Well, once we get our Christmas room together, maybe we'll have to do a whole nother part. Maybe I'll have to bounce over to your channel and have you host it, Amie, and I can sit and show my whole entire Christmas room collection once we get it put together. So, hopefully one of these days, maybe in the next 10
my
months.
Rudolph's was just a small itty bitty portion of my Christmas. Like
it is. And you guys,
all the Christmas.
Speaking of that, you need to go back to Amie's channel, and one of her first videos, if not her first video.
My very first video 2 years ago was the tour of my Christmas decorations and display. I did one last year too, but my very first video was my Christmas collection.
It was good. It's really good. So guys, if you never saw that, please, when you're done here tonight, or if you can bookmark it to do it at another point, you need to get over to Amie's channel. You need to check that out. And then also on my channel, I spotlighted 2 of our collections, my Valentine's Day, and I also did my Easter. So my Easter did a lot better than the Valentine's. So if you guys didn't see either of those, please, by all means, head on over, check those out. And don't you know, absolutely, thank you so much.
That was an epic bird find.
It was. That was a good bird. And Amie, thank you so much. The other Amie, thank you so much for your pictures. I didn't see her in the chat. Hopefully she catches this on a replay. Maybe we'll have to email her and let her know we showed her items. So what is it again?
Heidi. Put the email back up.
Yep. Hold on here. We're going to pop it up here. 1 second here.
sharemyfindslive@gmail.com.
Here we go. There you go, guys. If you guys need to screenshot it, if you're using your phone, or write it down, right there it is. It's also, I think Tina also puts it in the description. I think she also puts it in the description. I should have thought ahead and actually, maybe I should start adding that into the pinned comment at the top.
I mean, Trina, those were some good angels. So you can, if you want. They were good. I'm
trying to see here. Did we miss any other questions? Again, Jamie Vintage Ollie, I got to tell you, kudos on your aluminum tree this past weekend. She had a killer tree and she did really well with it. So congratulations. I don't think I missed anybody's questions. If we did, gang, I'm sorry. I want to make sure. But we're rounding the corner here. We wanted to just pop on and hang out with you guys for a little bit. Thank you. I got to tell you, Amie, we hit 90. Thank you guys so much. If you're not subscribed to Enamor Amie, y'all are missing out, because she drops content every single Sunday.
Every Sunday. I already got one preloaded to drop this Sunday when we're driving back from Pittsburgh. So 5 o'clock, usually 5 o'clock on Sundays.
The link
new
is
videos come out. So yeah.
Karen Gillette just dropped that link. So please make sure you're following her. She just put the email in. Please, Karen, if you can put in your husband for Grady, since we talk music, and always we want to support the Gillettes, because I'll tell you, they are a pillar in this community. So please, Karen, if you can drop Gavin's link in there, please follow him. Please make sure you're following our brother in vintage, Bill, Garden Guy Bill. He'll be with us this weekend, and you also want to check out his content. And also, please make sure you're following him, because if we post things this weekend, he might be posting things that myself and Amie aren't. And hopefully we score some really great things for you guys. Absolutely, Gavin. Thank you, guys. And Gavin, personally, honestly, thank you so much for all the shares that you share of all of our items. So thank you. So, Amie,
we are going to be hitting it hard. Shopping for 3 days. I don't know if we're going to get to everything that we have picked out to go to or not, but I can't wait. Like, I've never been to, well, I did a craft show in Pittsburgh in 2012, but I haven't been, vintage. I've never shopped there. So that's really exciting. I can't wait to check it out and hang out with you guys. And I know that we're going to be doing filming together and probably pictures and all of that. So I can't wait to see what we find. And yes, it's going to be super fun.
Absolutely. And guys,
and Jason's taking us to some sort of epic Italian restaurant on Saturday. So I can't wait for that.
I'll make sure I post it in my Instagram. So if you guys are ever near the Jeanette area of Pittsburgh, and they have another location, but I went to the one in Jeanette. So telling you, it's the best Italian food near Pittsburgh, at least in the times I've eaten there. So, and yes, do you want to answer that question?
Yes, Mama Pam is going too. Yes, she is.
I'm so excited to actually get to meet her. She's such a lovely lady. I'm so happy I get to meet her in person. I feel privileged. Gang, I got to tell you, I feel privileged to get to meet Mama Pam. So that's a big deal. So, Amie, where can they find you next? Where are you going to be next?
Where am I going to be next? Next Wednesday, I'll be back for Fantastic Finds. And I'm not going to be on Monday. I will be on Wednesday next week. And then I will be off for an entire week because I will be hitting the 127 longest yard sale for 5 days. 5 days. So that's going to be fun. If you guys are not familiar with the 127 sales, it goes all the way from the bottom of Michigan to Alabama.
I remember when HGTV used to cover it. They used to send people out and cover it. And then watching like what you filmed last year and what Ariana filmed and like some of what Pam and Katie filmed. Yeah. I don't even think HGTV really showed us what there really is to offer on that.
It's the very first year that we went, I think was 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And we only did, we did 1 day.
Gotcha.
And it was, I was like, I want to get to this certain place when they open at 8 a.m. And we didn't get there till 1:30 because there's so much to stop at on the way there. So I was like, we need multiple days just to see stuff. And last year we did 3 days and we only made it to the bottom of Ohio.
Yeah, I've been told that
we're going into Kentucky this year and I can't wait. I can't wait to see what that's like.
I wanted to say, Tracy, yes, it's funny. I'm sure that you've been there to Altoona since you have family in Altoona. I've been to the Texas Dog. I think they have some of the best hot dogs. As you guys know, I'm a hot dog connoisseur. So, Tracy, a little bit of the Texas, I think it's Texas, which is the hot dog place downtown. And plus, my mother's significant other, he's actually from Altoona. So, and we head out to Altoona and shop sometimes. I'm trying to think. There's no really antique malls that we go to in it, but we get to Tracy, I knew you knew it. Oh my God, Amie. And they have this macaroni and cheese that they put their chili sauce. Oh my God. It's so good. Oh, I'm
salivating.
I'm just salivating thinking of it. It's so good. Yeah, it is a small world, Tracy. It really is. So, and we'll go sometimes out to the Bedford. That's as close as we get to going up to the Altoona. I'm trying to forget. I think it's the Depot is another antique mall that's pretty good near Altoona. So, gang, I'll be back on my channel Monday night for Marvelous Mother Tucker's Monday with my co-host, Garden Guy Bill. And this week's guest is Rochelle of Uniquely Rochelle's. Make sure you guys are giving her a follow. She'll be with us, and then I'll be back on Wednesday night with my vintage kitsch sister, the one and only Enamor Amie, right here for Fantastic Finds. So,
and I'm sure that we will have some brand new finds to bring you guys
I'm
next
sure
week.
we will.
I can't
I'm
wait
sure
to see what we find.
Yes. So, gang, everybody, we hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We hope we made you forget some things. We made you laugh a little. We maybe showed you some things that now you guys want to add them to your own collection. And yeah, we'll see you back here next week. Have a good weekend, and we'll catch you here on Monday night. All right, guys? Take care.
Good night.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
If I click the button, Amie, we'll end the broadcast.